Welcome to the Tristan Dunn Show. I am your host, Tristan, and we got some things to talk about today. We're going to go over week 4 NFL. We are also going to go over last night's NFL game. I was on the Bengals. I have slips to prove that I was on the Bengals. I wanted to get this show recorded yesterday, and it just didn't happen. I was doing a lot of things. So I had the Bengals. I had them on the spread. I had them on the money line. I think if you looked at that line, you had the Dolphins coming in undefeated as dogs on the road in Cincy, and a lot of people jumped on the Dolphins. I think Vegas knew Tua was not going to finish that game last night. And speaking of the Tua situation, I'm not going to sit on here and I'm not going to speculate. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say what I think should have happened or what could have been done to prevent that. But as a fan watching the game, it looked bad. That's just my opinion. I saw the hit he took last week in Buffalo, get up, and he couldn't walk straight, couldn't even stand up. They put him back out there a few days later. He didn't even get hit that hard. I mean, he got took to the turf. His upper body hit the turf pretty hard, and his body just couldn't take it. So, like I said, as a fan, it looked bad. I'm not going to sit on here and say what should have happened. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think Tua should have been in that game to begin with. So, I think Vegas knew Tua was probably not going to finish that game. His body couldn't take it, and he did not finish that game. So that is why the Dolphins were dogs yesterday. We have Hurricane Ian about to roll through North Carolina, where I live, which is weird to say. You might be like, Tristan, why are you in a hoodie? Why do you have a beanie on? A Panthers beanie at that. It's cold outside. It was like 45 when I woke up this morning. So, and it's windy, really windy. So it's hoodie season, baby, in September. It's not even October yet. So couple things. Number one, Donnie, thank you for coming on the show on the previous episode. That was fun. We got some nice feedback for that. Number two, YouTube. Man, we got a nice response on YouTube. If you don't know, the show is now on YouTube, and you can go and search the Tristan Dunn Show on YouTube, and the show will pop up. From now on, all episodes will now be posted on YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. And then I post clips to TikTok, of course. So, YouTube, thank you. Thank you for the subscribers. Go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. That is one thing I like about YouTube is I can read comments. I can respond to comments. We can have conversations there, and I can address them through the show this way, whether that be TikTok or just straight up on the podcast. So let's jump right in. So last week, we got back to 500, 22, 22, and 1. Technically, if you want to count the Bengals win 23, 22, and 1. So we are above 500 now. I'm going to put a check by the Bengals. So we are now 4-0 on Thursday Night Football. As far as just straight money line picks, I've lost money as far as the spread goes, but there's something interesting that I want to talk about with this first game. So we are going to pull that up. Minnesota Vikings versus the New Orleans Saints, playing in London at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I said on the Coach's Call show that we did earlier in the week, take the Vikings money line. Take the Vikings money line. It was minus 150 when we did the show an hour ago. I looked at it again. It was down to minus 145. So I hit it. I went ahead and hit it today because 30 minutes later, he got pulled off the books because Jameis Winston's probably not going to play. Michael Thomas is not going to play. I think Kamara is doubtful. The Saints are a mess. If you watched the game last week against the Panthers, like I did, I watched the whole game. It was rough. The Saints, their offense looks not good at all. It made the Panthers defense look like a top defense in the league. And I think they are. The Panthers defense is good, but I don't think they're that good. So that says more about the Saints than it does the Panthers. So we're going Vikings on that pick. There's some tough ones this week, like this one right here. Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are giving 3 at home versus the Bills. I think the Bills get right here. This is not fading the Ravens at all. I think this game's going to be a war. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be an offensive game. That being said, I like the over 51. But the Bills aren't losing 2 in a row. They're not going to lose 2 in a row. So we're going Bills money line. All right. Bears versus Giants. This one's not a tough one. The Bears just barely squeaked past the Texans last week. And I don't know why this isn't a minus 200 money line. The Giants, I get it. They lost at home Monday Night Football to the Cowboys without Dak, but I don't know why that surprises anybody. I mean, it is still the Giants, but the Bears are one of the worst teams in the league, so we're going Giants on that one. Browns versus Falcons. This is another tough one. The Falcons are not as bad as we thought they were. That being said, the Browns are not as bad as we thought they were going to be without Deshaun Watson. So I'm going with the home team in this one. Simply because Mariota has proven that he can still play in the league. So that being said, going Falcons. He went into Seattle and won. No matter, I don't care who the team is in Seattle. I mean, Seattle's a hard place to play. No matter who the quarterback, coach, team looks like, it's a hard place to play. So he went in there and stole one. I think he comes home and gets another one. Eagles versus Jaguars. I want to take the Jags in this game. But I can't. I think if this game was in Jacksonville, I would be on the Jaguars money line. But it's not. I like the Jags to cover 6.5. I might even buy up a point to 7.5 so I don't get beat by a touchdown. But I really like the Jaguars to win this. I really like the Eagles to win the football game. I just don't think they cover. So the Eagles will improve to 4-0. Chargers versus Texans. I think Herbert is doing better. Hell, he played last week. But I think you could tell he wasn't at full strength. I think the Chargers win this one easily in Houston. I even think they cover the 5. Jets versus Steelers. That's a tough one, man. I like to think I think this is a get right spot for the Steelers. I think Mitch Trubisky has a nice game against New York. Zach Wilson will be back though, so that's important to note there. But I think the Steelers get it done. Lions versus Seahawks. It's another tough one. Lions at home. I think the Seattle wheels are starting to come off a little bit though. Geno, he's shown up, he's played well, but I'm gonna ride Dan Campbell here. I like the Lions, and I like them to cover the 4 as well. This game screams under 48. I like the under in this game as well. Commanders versus Cowboys. The Cowboys have surprised me. They lost Dak, and I was like, they're done. They're probably going to miss the playoffs. Cooper Rush has held his own. He has held his own. The Cowboys defense, they keep them in the game. And all Cooper Rush has to do is just not give away the game. Limit the turnovers. Just play good football. Get some points. And you're going to be all right. And he's done that. I think this game being at home in Dallas, they're going to beat the Commanders. That's just my opinion. I think the Cowboys defense is for real, and I think Cooper Rush is doing just enough. Just enough. I like the under in this game as well, 41.5. It's a divisional game. The Cowboys have a good defense. I think we're looking at like a 24-10 game, if that. I mean, I don't even know if the Commanders can get 10 in Dallas, but we'll see. Panthers versus Cardinals. Like I said, we're not going to bet on this game, but I'm going to give you. We're not going to bet on this game, and we're not even going to make a pick on this game, but I'm going to give you a little tidbit. The Arizona Cardinals have not beaten the Carolina Panthers since October, I think, 15th of 2013. In the last 17 games, straight up, the Panthers are 14-3 against the Arizona Cardinals. It hasn't mattered who the coach is, hasn't mattered who the quarterback is. It doesn't matter. The Panthers historically own the Arizona Cardinals. This game is in Carolina. I thought about trying to go. Still might, but it is a 4:00 game. I think the Panthers win this game. Of course I do. I'm a Panthers fan, but we'll see. Okay, moving on. Made a quick little pause there. So, moving on. Broncos versus Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 2.5 in this game. Someone explained to me why the Las Vegas Raiders are favored in this game. I'll tell you why. The Broncos suck. The more I look at this game, so on the Coach's Call show, I was on the Broncos. But the more I look at this game, the more I think the Raiders are going to win it. And I'm going to put that as our pick for the show, for the Raiders to win. Russell Wilson has literally looked awful. He has looked every bit not worth $250 million. And there's one thing that I think the Raiders can do that the Broncos can't do, and that's score points. The Raiders have lost all their games, but one thing they have done is scored. So, and that's one thing the Broncos haven't done. I don't think if the Raiders start scoring, I don't think the Broncos can keep up. It's just really that simple. Right. Packers versus Patriots. This one's easy. Packers. But for the sake of conversation, I think the Packers cover 9.5. And I like the under 40.5. I like the under 40.5. And I like the Packers to cover 9.5. Coach Z said that he thinks that's too many points in the NFL. It's not. The Patriots aren't going to have Mac Jones, most likely. And the Patriots, they're not a good football team this year. I expect the Packers to rout the Patriots in this game. This one's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one to not only bet on, it's going to be a fun one to watch. Dang. Chiefs versus Buccaneers. I've said it on the show. I'm going to say it again. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are overrated. They're overrated. They are not a good football team. That being said, the Chiefs lost last week to the Colts. They should have won that game. I think the Chiefs win this game outright. Me and Donnie have a little bet on this game, actually. If you watch the show, I bet Donnie. Pretty much, he's on the Bucks. I'm on the Chiefs. Whoever wins gets a jersey of their choice. So, that being said, we're going to have Donnie on the show maybe again next week while I'm pimping my Patrick Mahomes jersey. Or likewise, I think he wants a Tom Brady jersey. Gross. So, moving on. I like the Chiefs to beat the Bucks on Sunday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams versus the 49ers on Monday Night Football. The Rams have just not looked like that team that they were last year. Like, not even remotely close. That being said, I think this would be the game that Jimmy Garoppolo gets comfortable again. He's got a game under his belt. He's got a half a game under his belt, a full game under his belt, and this would be his second full game. And I think he gets right in San Fran, and he beats the defending world champions on Monday Night Football. Give me the Niners. I like the under in this game too, under 42. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. So, yeah, that's our picks for the week. Bengals, Vikings. We already hit the Bengals. Buffalo, the Giants, Falcons, Eagles, Chargers, Steelers, Lions, Dallas, Raiders, Packers, Chiefs, 49ers. Let's get well above 500 this week. I almost won a 18-man football pool. It was this close. Literally, if the Giants won Monday night, I'd have won an 18-man football pool. Danny Dimes couldn't get it done, though. He just could not get it done. So, with that being said, I'm signing off. We might do a special Sunday episode. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow, but I might do a Sunday morning episode talking about the picks that I'm going to be doing. That'll be fun. Maybe you can get a guest on here. So, and if not, I might do a coach's call episode. So, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe if you've made it this far. Let me know what you think. If you're on Spotify, follow the show. Rate it 5 stars. And I appreciate it. This was like a really mellow episode, it felt like. But it's raining outside. It's storming. We got a nice little just cozy vibe. It's fall football weather time. So let's make some money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. Peace.